Hey team, I get asked a lot of questions from athletes that are going after, fast times. That maybe their marathon PR is 3:30, and they ask me if they can break 3 hours. And this question of how much can your running improve in a year, I have been asked, and I think that my answer is normally I never place limits on other athletes because I never place limits on myself as an athlete. And so how much you're going to improve in a year is ultimately going to come down to how you structure your training, how much stress you're placing on yourself. I think it's very natural for athletes to continue to want to go out and improve and want to attain their goals. We're motivated athletes. We're very driven. It takes a lot of dedication and drive in order to really improve as middle to long distance runners. And all of us have some form of goals. Even if you're not an athlete, everybody has a goal. It might be to start a business. It might be to drop some weight. It might be to overcome an obstacle that we're dealing with. And so you have to continue to remind yourself of what you are going after and know that more than likely it's going to take a great deal of time to achieve it, but also keep in mind that what you're going after is going to take you out of your comfort zone. And so if you can continue to push yourself in training, making sure that you're training at adequate speeds and sufficiently enough and for a long enough period of time, there is no limit to what you can achieve in this sport. Okay, the thing that helped me out over the years the most was just consistent action, not just being lukewarm, interested in running faster on the track or running faster on the roads. For me personally, I wanted to break 2 hours and 22 minutes for the marathon. Okay, years ago, that was a USA Track and Field Olympic Trials B standard time. It was a time fast enough, at least in the 2007, 2008 time frame, that was fast enough for me to compete in the Olympic trials. Eventually, I was able to achieve that goal and surpass that goal running under the 2 hour and 20 minute marathon barrier and achieve an Olympic trials, USA Olympic trials A standard time. Now the standard has changed. Now I think it's 2 hours 18 minutes flat is now the USA Track and Field Olympic Trials A standard time. For a number of years after I ran 2:19:35, it was 2:19 flat, and so that is what you have to keep in mind is consistent action over a long period of time. If you have a long-term approach and you're trying to go after something very difficult, if you're willing to commit and you're willing to continue to put in that hard training and you continue to really pay attention to all the other fundamentals that go into running fast, okay? Running fast is an art form. It's not something that's going to occur over a short amount of time, okay? You have to give the body time to improve its ability to clear lactic acid more effectively, more efficiently. And for you to run more economically in your races and to slow down less, you have to really pay attention to what are the best middle to long distance runners, or what are they doing? And a lot of these athletes, especially the best middle distance runners, the best long distance runners, the best sprinters, they know how to stay relaxed. Okay, they know how to pay attention to disregard what they're not in control of. They do a lot of the best middle to long distance runners are doing double anaerobic threshold runs or double anaerobic workouts at least once per week. Some of them are doing them multiple times a week. And again, you have to also keep in mind of where you are at as an athlete. Okay, so if you're looking at what these world-class athletes are doing, okay, and you see them doing double anaerobic days, like maybe they're doing a tempo run in the morning and then in the afternoon or in the evening they're going and doing a track workout. If you haven't prepared yourself, if you haven't done the aerobic base building first, if you're just rushing into that type of fitness, that's going to cause a lot of frustration because again, you haven't significantly given yourself enough time to first adapt to running easy first before moving into those really hard anaerobic types of workouts. So in terms of how much can your running improve in a year, you have to really remind yourself of that fact. First, build into your aerobic base first. Give yourself some time to get in great shape aerobically before you start moving into anaerobic type training. Okay, and run your races. Okay, don't try to go out and run someone else's race if they are in phenomenal shape and they're able to, and they're both genetically more gifted than you are. I've experienced that. Okay, I've been beaten several times over the years by athletes that were simply in much better shape than me, but also physiologically just had greater gifts. Okay, I was never able to run a marathon under sub 5 minute mile pace. Okay, I was able to hold 5:19 mile pace for 26.2 miles, but those athletes that were out there running 4:45 to 4:55 per mile or 5 flat per mile, okay, those athletes were just simply on another level than I was. Okay, but the best thing you can do is again, run your race, do the very best you can with what your creator, our creator, gave us, and that will help to take that stress that you're feeling and not placing all of your focus on comparing yourself to other athletes. Okay, do the very best you can with the time that you have in terms of your build-up. My other recommendation in terms of how much can your running improve in a year, really, your running ability and what you can do in a year is really limitless. But don't rush your fitness. Okay, don't try to. If your goal is to break a 4-hour marathon, you have a much better chance of doing that if you're focusing on a 4 to 6 month buildup rather than a 8 to 12 week buildup. Okay, any training for 16 weeks through 24 weeks is a better, more optimal way of achieving a faster time and breaking that barrier than if you were trying to rush and trying to cram all of your training in a short amount of time, like 8 weeks. Okay, now I know a lot of athletes, you might be one of them, have a really tight schedule. You're dealing with a lot of other responsibilities, and so maybe you only have 8 weeks to train for a marathon. Pre-planning is key. Okay, so if you want to really improve over a year period, do the best you can to pre-plan. Okay, if you really want to break 3 hours and 30 minutes for the marathon, or you want to break 2 hours and 45 minutes for the marathon, or run a sub 19 minute 5K, or breaking 40 minutes for the 10K, look at the races that you can run throughout your year, and a better approach is to focus on looking at other races that are further out throughout the year, so that again you have more time to prepare for those races, and you're not trying to put all the stress on trying to run a new personal best in a short amount of time. Okay, so that is another strategy that I think is really important in terms of how much can your running improve in a year. You can improve much more dramatically over a year period of time if you're not running races that are in very short amounts of time in terms of build-ups. So I hope this is helpful in terms of thinking about how much you can improve in a year. There is no limits to what you can do. Feel free to leave me a comment below if you have any other questions or concerns relating to this topic. Definitely check out RunDreamAchieve.com. There are a lot of resources that are there for you to help get you to the next level in your training, and I will talk to you all in the next video.